It's a historical accident.
The one thing I guarantee you, Berkshire Hathaway holders will never be taken advantage of.
I wish we had 20 more conflicts of interest just like it.
In the 2022 Berkshire Annual Meeting, a shareholder asked a legitimate question about Greg Abel's dual role at Berkshire Energy. Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger's answers were emphatic. Greg Abel is the best fit for the role of Berkshire CEO. Charlie Munger even said it was a historical accident. What did they say? Please watch until the end to find out. If you like this video, please share and subscribe.
Eric Erda and I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So I want to first say thank you so much for a lifetime of knowledge you have both graciously shared with all of us. You've contributed greatly to push our species forward. Moreover, you've taught all of us here, along with many, many millions not here, how to behave more rationally, treat one another with more love, and lead more fulfilling lives. And for that, I want to say a very sincere thank you. As for my question, I want to ask about Berkshire Hathaway Energy and the unique structure that has evolved there, given that Berkshire doesn't own 100% of the company. The first part of that question is related to Greg's ownership and his corresponding incentive alignment with overall Berkshire. Now, there's a wise man named Charlie that in 1995, at a speech to Harvard, taught us how important incentives are to human behavior. I would conservatively say that Greg's stake in BHE is worth more than $500 million at present. And I'm curious if you can share any plans that you have to convert his Berkshire Hathaway Energy ownership to Berkshire stock. And if there isn't a plan to do this, can you please explain why we shouldn't be concerned about Greg's incentive structure going forward?
Now, Charlie, do you want
Well, the other one's simple too. It's a historical accident. It's not causing any big tension or breaches of fiduciary duty. We had the same problem with Walter Scott, who was the director for years and years, and owned stock in the same company, also an historical accident. I just don't think it's a big problem at all. I see no behavior from Greg ever that isn't in the best interest of Berkshire.
Yeah. And we've had various percentages of Berkshire Hathaway Energy ever since we bought it in around 2000. And it happened, we were at my sister who's here, we were at her house and there was a party going on and 20 or 30, probably 30 people. And Walter said to me, if you got a minute or two, I'd like to talk to you about something. So we went in the library or someplace, and Walter says, you know, we've got this company and it doesn't seem to fit the public mold very well, and would you want to buy in and go private? And I said, sure. You know, depends on the price. We bought it, and so it was kind of a weird structure from the start, and we had a public utility holding company act to deal with and all kinds of things. And it's evolved, and it now has us with 91% roughly, and it has Walter's estate, and I don't know where that goes at all. And Walter never talked to me about it, and I never asked him about it. But it's one way or another interest connected with him, or in the estate now, close to 8, I guess. And Greg's got 1. And you know, from our standpoint, if we made a deal with if they ever came to us and the Scott interest wanted to do something, you know, we'd say fine with him. We'll do the same thing with Greg if he wants to, and he probably would want to. I mean, but from our standpoint, I've never seen any decision remotely. If I thought that would make a difference. He just wouldn't be the right kind of person to run Berkshire. And it would be better if it happened while I'm alive and around, but there's no reason. We'd rather have 100% than 91%, obviously, because more earnings for Berkshire. But there's no reason to try and do anything with either the Scott interests or Greg, unless they want to do it. And the logical thing is if anything happened with the Scotts, we'd certainly offer it to Greg. But who knows what happens in the future. The one thing I guarantee you, Berkshire Hathaway holders will never be taken advantage of, and you can sue my estate or something like that if anybody felt differently about that. It isn't going to happen. But it's a lot easier if it's done while I'm around, actually, than if it's done later. But
I wish we had 20 more conflicts of interest just like it.
Yeah, that's exactly true. Yeah, it's a perfectly logical question. I mean, but it is not a problem, and any answer that's arrived at will be good for all concerned. And right now, I've got no feeling that I have no knowledge at all of where the stock that the Scotts have goes, or how they feel about it, or anything, and that's up to them. Walter was our partner, and as far as we're concerned, we treat anybody connected with them as our partner, and they know that. They don't have to worry about us taking advantage of them, and we can understand if they don't do anything, we can understand that. If they want to do something, we can understand that. It's a good question, though. Thank you.
And how did Berkshire address Eric Erda's, an ordinary shareholder's concern? Credit to Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, the answer was comprehensive, and the matter was resolved with speed. Greg Abel and Walter Scott's estate sold all their energy shares to Berkshire in 2022 and 2024, respectively, making Berkshire Energy a 100% subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway.